Andrew, let's start with this. You're coming off an all-star season for you. What is the next step for Andrew Abbott in 2026?
I think, health being number one, staying healthy, making, 30, 32 starts, whatever the number is. Personally, it's just been a lot of refinement of pitches, cutter, changeup, getting those dialed in a little more. And it's been honestly kind of easy to just go back, watch film, see, what changed from, 24 to 25, and then try to keep that going, because a lot of talks with DJ, it's just been about, hey, we had a good routine last year, let's keep it going as much as possible. And then, like I said, the refinement, making sure pitches are crispy coming out of spring training, making sure we feel good, and, just being present in the moment with the guys and trying to learn and soak up whatever I can from our new guys like Pierce, Brock, all those guys. So it's been fun so far.
What did you learn about yourself last year, and what was a great season for you?
Well, I think primarily I learned I could do this at a high level. You get complacent sometimes. You're like, well, I'm doing okay. I'm getting by. But having the year that I had was kind of nice. It was like, wow, it's just like vindication for yourself. But it's also like I did well, but my teammates were doing well. So like we're all kind of clicking at the same time, and it turned into a very fun time for the pitching staff last year as a whole, not just starters but relievers as well. And I think if we can build on that and be around the same point, I think we're going to have a lot of success.
I think of kids, I guess, like myself growing up, you're outside on the blacktop shooting around saying 3-2-1 with the game winner. It's different in baseball. But certainly I would imagine you envision being back in a playoff series, having the ball in your hand, and winning it for the Reds. How much do you think about that?
Well, I thought about that a lot last year. It was so much fun clinching to get to the postseason, and I think we played well, but we didn't play exactly to our standards. I think we know that. I think that's been the message all spring training has been, it's no excuse. We got there last year. We can do it again with ease. But for me personally, I think it was a great experience to just see, kind of taste what does the postseason feel like. Like it's different playing 162 and then just going home versus playing 162 knowing that you have to play more, and those are like more heightened. So I think just getting there and sitting in the dugout and watching the guys perform was fantastic. Obviously, I would love to have been in there, but, the Reds had a plan. I'm not going to argue with them, and, that's what it was. I think it was very simple. I was ready. I told them I was ready, but they were like, hey, we want you for Game 3 because we want to get there and use you. And I said, let's do it. So
that's motivation in some ways. It has to be for this year, for you to get back there and this time have a chance to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's motivation for everybody, not just myself. I think that's the creme de la creme of the sport. I mean, you play 162 to get to the postseason, to then earn your way to the World Series and hopefully win one in your career. I think that's the biggest driving factor of a lot of reasons that players play the game. But yeah, like you said, I think it is internal motivation for sure, knowing that, I was there once and I want to go back.
Did the team get better this offseason?
Absolutely. I mean, we improved the bullpen. Our bullpen was already good last year, but we improved it with the additions of Pierce, Caleb, Brock, re-signing Emilio. Just been a lot of like continuity between the team. Like a lot of new faces, kind of, but most of them are been in the league for a while. We know who they are. They're staple names, and they performed. I think that was the biggest thing. And then obviously Gino addition was huge for the team morale for one, and then for the lineup as well. But I mean, the front office did a fantastic job, I think, hitting every single area that we needed in the offseason, and, now it just comes down to performance, and I think we have the team to perform.
I think you guys proved it a lot last year, Andrew, in the rotation, and now there's more depth. Obviously, health plays into that, but do you feel like this can be one of the best rotations in baseball?
I do. I always talk about the internal competition between us, trying to outdo each other as teammates, trying to get one more extra out than Hunter, or Lodolo trying to get one more extra out over me, or Singer. It just kind of feeds the internal competition, which then it feeds the results out there on the field. And I think it's such a great thing. And you brought up the depth. The depth is, I think, fantastic. I mean, you have Burns, you have Rhett, and you have B-Will. I mean, a lot of those guys are like 3, 4, maybe even higher than that on most teams these days. And, just to have that depth, it has to be a good feeling for the Reds, knowing like if injury does happen, like we're ready at any point in time. And I think those guys, they have a lot to prove. I mean, all of them are impressive. They're all unique. They all pitch to who they are. They pitch to their strengths. And, we missed them the last year with the injuries, but I think this year will be special for them and us.
What does the best version of Chase Burns look like?
It's hard to beat electric, but I think he could be a Cy Young. I really do. The way that he works out, his work ethic is fantastic. Person he is off the field is fantastic. The addition of new pitches, I think, has been a major improvement, at least from what I've seen in bullpens. I haven't seen him but one time in live, but I think if he's in the zone, he's attacking hitters like he is fearlessly, I think he's got the stuff to be a number one, an ace going forward. I think he's got the stuff to be a Cy Young candidate this year and then every year from here on out.
I know Hunter Greene wants to stay healthy for an entire season. Can you speak to just kind of his work ethic and really how much he does want it to be great, to win a Cy Young, to do all those things?
I mean, he truly deserves it, man. I mean, his work ethic is one of the best I've ever seen. One of the first ones here, one of the last ones to leave. Great teammate, great person off the field, great friend to have. And we breed each other. We breed that competition. We breed that competitiveness in ourselves, whether it's on the mound, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's running sprints or whatever it is. And I think that's what makes him so great, is that he's constantly pushing younger guys and older guys, like, hey, we gotta get more out of you. Like, we can get more out of you. We're gonna take every % we can get. And it just speaks to a testament of who he is and what he's done so far in his career and what we know that he's capable of doing and what he will do later on.
Final question for me. I know it's been kind of the message of the offseason, but Terry Francona put it into motion saying it's time. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think we have the experience. I think we have the team to go deeper. And I think, we've been to the postseason. We can say that now. We've been to the postseason. I think the it's time comment, to me personally, I think it means there's no excuses. We know we did it last year, but we've improved, so we should be able to do it this year. Focus on the little things. Let's get the outs. Let's pitch in the clutch. Let's hit in the clutch, and then we have the team to do it. Let's put our focus all in the one unit, and then let's go attack the day and go day by day, and then we'll be looking at somewhere in October smiling.